One of the easiest, if not the easiest way to increase revenue in your business is to improve your checkout page. It's not enough to just do your work and hopefully it will grow. You can do a lot more than you actually believe. If anyone wants to buy your product or service, they will have to go through your checkout page, right? And unfortunately, that page is, by many entrepreneurs, very much underused. Like, we do a lot of split tests in our business, right? I run viral.com and we test our landing page, we test all of our funnels, like we do a lot of that. But where we can actually make the fastest increases in terms of actual revenue, in terms of actual how many customers we get, is to split test our checkout pages, to improve our checkout pages. So what I'd like to do now is actually go through various things that will help you increase and improve your conversion rates on your checkout page. And the very first thing is to avoid having an empty coupon field. I see this so many times. And you know what a lot of people do if they see an empty coupon field? They feel left out. They feel like, damn, like there's a discount somewhere, but I don't have it, right? Let's say I would do that at a viral and they'd see a coupon field. Guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna go type in Google a viral coupon. There's a couple of different things that can happen. Either they don't find it, they feel like or they get distracted, right? And then they essentially leave the checkout process and they didn't actually buy. Or maybe if you have an affiliate program, they're going to search for that and there's an affiliate who advertises on that term. They're going to click on it. They might still purchase, but now you're giving someone affiliate commissions who actually did not really help, right? So I would really avoid having an empty coupon field because it's really a distraction for people because they feel like I don't have as good of a deal as I would like to have. And number two, which is sort of in line with that, if you do have a coupon field, which is something that actually really works really well, is if you actually show the coupon field, but it's already pre-filled. Let's say rather than just saying it's $100, maybe you've sold it in the past for $150, you sell it for $150, but you add a coupon code for $50 off and make it clear, because that way they feel like, oh wow, I actually got like a $50 coupon, or like a coupon for like free shipping, for example, or whatever that is. But if there's a pre-filled coupon code, it actually increases conversions as well, because oftentimes, obviously, split test everything, goes without saying, but that is simply because people then feel like they have a better deal compared to not having a coupon at all. And number three is an obvious one, which is to support all payment options, right? Like if someone goes to our website and they want to pay using, Apple Pay, support that. If they want to pay using Google Pay, support that. If they want to pay with credit card, if they want to pay with PayPal, whatever your customers would want to pay with, support that. Because otherwise, like we've seen it in our business as well, where initially we didn't support Apple Pay or Google Pay, right? But by making that easier, by allowing that, now conversions went up because people can like click and they just have paid, right? Without having to look for their credit card or anything like that. So support all the payment providers and all the payment systems that your clients want to use. Seems obvious, but a lot of people are restricting that for one reason or another. The fourth way, which is not for everyone, only if it's actually true, which is to add a countdown timer. And that is only true if you actually have something like a special offer, which is like being removed at some point, right? So like if you have that, to remind them on that scarcity, to just remind people that like, hey, you cannot like just not buy and then come back to this in a couple of days, because then the deal will be gone. There's an exception to that actually, because what we find oftentimes is that if you have a countdown timer because a certain deal is going away, but if that deal is still available for like multiple days, like 4 or 5 days, it can actually lower conversion, because if they see a countdown timer of like 5 days, it's like, oh, cool, I still got 5 days. Let me think about it, right? So usually what we do, we only start showing the countdown timer during the last 36 hours or so to make it clear, like, right, so like it's really the final stages, right? So this is optional only if that's relevant in your business, but if it is, it definitely helps to show that on the checkout page as well. And number 5, once again, an obvious one, is to add social proof. It's one of the main things that people look at. Like, you can tell that your business is great. You can tell them that you solve a certain problem. But if they see other people who had that same issue and you help them resolve it, or you help them get a certain result, like that is really powerful. So have some testimonials, some quotes from people, add their face to it, so make it human. And that gives them the actual confidence that they're making the right decision. So don't overdo it. You don't have to overdo it, but some social proof is very, very powerful on your checkout page as well. And number 6 is that the page should be clear in terms of what are they actually buying. Right? If they sort of went through your sales process originally and they're on the checkout page and they're confused on what they're actually buying, or to some degree, like a confused mind does not buy. So make it clear and specific. This is exactly what you will be getting, so that there's clarity and also described in a way that creates demand. So like, yes, I want this. It's like, this is exactly what I wanted. Ideally use the same language as you've done prior, right? Don't all of a sudden change the language, because otherwise people are like inside your funnel and they're like, ah, yes, I want to have it. And then on your checkout page, it's described differently. They're like, it's not as congruent, and they're like, do I really want it? So try to use similar language as what you've done before. If you named any bonuses in a certain way, use the same names consistently throughout your whole funnel. And number 7 is to make it as easy as possible, which means to avoid any unnecessary fields. Sure, sometimes as a business owner, we want to collect as many data as possible, right? We want to have whatever, date of birth and all that. Like, don't do that. Like, make it as easy as possible. What we do in some of our funnels is like, we strip it down to the bare minimum, and the name and email address and then payment details. And then we'll ask other details that we need if in case we need to ship something out, for example, at a later stage. Obviously, if you're an e-commerce business and the primary thing is that you want to send something out, then obviously make sure that that is going to be required, like that people expect that, right? Like if I were to buy something on an e-commerce shop and all I'm entering is like a name, email address, I'm like, shouldn't they supposed to send me something? So ask what you need to ask, but not more, essentially. Like, try to keep it as minimum as possible so there's less effort to actually purchase and go through your checkout process. And another thing that can help you increase conversion is to have a clear guarantee, a clear money back guarantee in case that's your guarantee, but essentially a way to lower the risk. Because any investment, like if they buy a product or service, like at any point, they see that as a risk as well. Like, they don't know for sure if it's actually going to help. They don't know for sure if it's actually going to be as good as you advertise. There is risk involved. So if you find a way to reduce that risk, for example, a 30-day money-back guarantee, if that's what you offer, right? Be very clear about that. Like, to be clear about that you have it, and also what the conditions are. For example, like a no questions asked. That's what we do at a viral. Like, we can say with proudness, like, hey, there's a 30-day no questions asked refund guarantee. Like, if you're not happy for whatever reason, just come back to us, because we know like our customers get results when they implement them viral. By having that on the checkout page, it removes that doubt and it adds confidence to the actual buying experience. So that's definitely something that can help increase conversion as well on your checkout page. And something that we're just starting to test, so this is not coming from our own split test, is to add a phone number. Like, a lot of businesses have mentioned this, like if you add a phone number, even if people don't buy, it adds a level of, again, trust. Like, this is like a legitimate business. I could actually talk to someone if I would want to, right? So but just by having that phone number on there might also increase conversion. This is also something we're going to test out soon as well, and we're actually excited to see what that will do to our conversion rates. And then as for the last 2 tips, make sure it's also mobile optimized. Like, you know, most people these days will just check it on their mobile phone. So make sure it's easy to go through. Make sure the form is right all the way to the top and not like have to scroll all the way down. So usually if you're on desktop, like have your checkout form on the left hand side if there's like a 2-column design, so that is what shows on top on your mobile phone. And lastly, make sure it's actually fast. I've seen this firsthand myself, where just like, you know, I was loading up, I was ready to buy like something that I wasn't super passionate about, but like just, you know, I was considering it essentially, going to the checkout page, and it just was too slow to load, especially on mobile. And that gave me a couple seconds to think like, oh yeah, I don't really need it. But if it would have been really fast and they would have captured my attention at that point, I would likely have moved on. Like, literally a couple of seconds can make a huge difference. So make sure your checkout page, just like any other page on your website, loads really fast. So just to summarize, avoid empty coupon fields, or if you have a coupon field, make sure it's pre-filled already so people feel like there's already a discount. Support all payment options, add a countdown timer if that's applicable for your business, add social proof, make clear what they'll actually get, avoid unnecessary fields so that it's as easy as possible to actually go through your checkout process, have a clear refund guarantee to mitigate risk, add a phone number to increase confidence as well, make sure it's mobile optimized, and number 11, make sure it loads really, really fast, right? So those are essentially some tips that you can go through and just as a checklist for your checkout page, because trust me, like, again, we've done a lot of different split tests on our pages, but the biggest improvement we always see on the checkout page, and it's crazy. So with that, I hope this helps, and I will see you all soon. All right, cut, we're done here, let's wrap it up. Oh, well, sorry, you're still there. Well, in that case, thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe to my channel where I share marketing tips, tricks, and strategies that will help you grow your business faster. So you can click on the subscribe button right now, or check out the next video. Either way, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.